stole from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
If you don't say we have several more stories,
the legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve
the struggle, the ASU strike.
Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was alive. The president never gave me any deadline.
Welcome to Global Morning.
Death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
If you don't say we have several more stories,
the legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
before you call the police station, before they even leave, they take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve
the struggle, the ASU strike.
Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was alive. The president never gave me any deadline.
Welcome to Global Morning.
Death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
If you don't say we have several more stories,
the legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
before you call the police station, before they even leave, they take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve
the struggle, the ASU strike.
Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was alive. The president never gave me any deadline.
Hello and welcome to another beautiful day right here on Global Television. It is, of course, Sunday, the 30th day of March 2025. We are moving gradually from March. March is trying to say bye-bye to us. And on a very good note, because today is Salah. Where are you right now? What are you doing? Today is Sunday as well, so it is a double celebration. Happy Sunday to all the Christian faithfuls and Barakah Salah to all the Muslim faithfuls. It is a day of celebration for both religion, both Christians and Muslims. But then it is more of a celebration period for the Muslim faithfuls who have been fasting, the Ramadan fast, and today is the Salah. Some persons said it's a small Salah, but then whether small or big, it is something, it is celebration. And we celebrate with all the Muslim faithfuls today. As you go about your business, keep praying to Allah for Nigeria. Yesterday, the president celebrated his 73rd birthday, and he said it is another time again to reflect on Nigeria. He's rededicating himself to the service of the nation. That's what he said yesterday. Today is another time again to go for prayers, after which the celebration will kick-start with our Muslim faithfuls. We will be talking about Salah today. Some people don't even know the significance of Salah. Some persons, the only thing they know is small Salah and big Salah. What's the difference? What are the things that people do during this celebration? How is it really being celebrated? Is it just all about eating and drinking, or there is more to it? We'll get to know all of that today, as I will have my guest join me on Global Morning today. And my name is Ramsey Enoch Agbo, and of course I will be here until the top of the hour, 9 o'clock. And right now I'm going to go on a quick break. After the break, I'll return. I will look at the pages of the national dailies. And after that, we'll get into the conversations today. What is the significance of Salah, the Eid that we are celebrating today? All of that you will get to know after this break. We will begin with the papers before we get into the main conversation. Stay with us. We'll return after this break. It's good to have you join us once again. It is Global Morning on Global Television, and right now I want to go into reviewing the national dailies. What are the papers saying? What are the big stories today? What are the stories making run from the national daily, even though it is the Salah celebration and the 73rd birthday of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? So it's more like a celebration week for us as a nation. Today is Sunday, and we are saying happy Sunday to all of you. But then, from the papers this morning, Tinubu at 73 promises more hard work for Nigerians' peace and stability. And that's from the Blueprint newspaper this morning. And that seems to be the only big story and the only story on the Blueprint newspaper. The paper is celebrating the president's birthday. In fact, this security outfit have been celebrating the president's birthday since yesterday. Moving away from there, let's get to the Sunday Vanguard. And on the Sunday Vanguard this morning, straight away to Edo State, the Edo killings. Police arrest 14, launch probe amid widespread outage. One writer to that story, no reprisal attack on Igbo in Kano. You know, some persons were thinking there was going to be a reprisal attack, because most times, if things like this happens, somewhere in the south, there's usually a reprisal attack. But it's so good. I think I'm giving kudos to the people of Kano State and all the other people from the other religion, that their people were actually murdered, gruesomely murdered in this incident, that there is no reprisal attack like it used to be in the past. Tinubu at 73, Buhari governors, others celebrate president. You lied. Atiku Wike fight over choice of 2023 running mate. Page 5 is where you get that story. Toxic politics. Peter Obi's owns APC meeting on Anambra election. Details read are still on page 5. Then the big story on the Sunday Vanguard. The big story says Rivers, that's the kicker. Confusion as Fubara ex-HOS trade claims over bombing, assembly burning. All right? I take that again. Confusion as Fubara and ex-House of head of service trade claims over bombings and assembly burning. This one says we won't succumb. Anger trails fresh emergency rule declaration threat. Some writers to that story, opposition leaders in 11 states hit back at AGF Fagbemi. Then the second writer says a controversy as PDP governors rush to Supreme Court for protection. All right, details you can find on page 5 of the Sunday Vanguard. And that's the size of the headlines from the Sunday Vanguard. Moving from the Sunday Vanguard, let's quickly get to Sunday Punch, and above the nameplate for Sunday Punch this morning, above the nameplate, we have this story which says Dangote Adenuga Rabiu Otedola remain in Forbes African's billionaire list. All right, we have a lot of billionaires in Nigeria, but we're going through all of these. I don't know, Dangote Adenuga Rabiu Otedola remain on Forbes Africa's billionaire. One writer to that story, Aliko's wealth surged by $10 billion. Femi adds 30%. Okay, then the big story says Lynch Edo travelers. Governors move against reprisals as 16 slain hunters buried. Some writers to that story, Northern groups petition Tinubu and IG. Bounty placed on identified suspects. Then the last writer says Reps, Sultan, Falana demand justice. That's so bad in a time like this. All right, ex-HOS, that is a head of service, rattles Fubara with alleged militant link. Inc. backs governor. Sultan declares a Sunday Eid el-Fitr. Okay, it's going on right now. Prayer is on right now. Mrs. MRS orders raise petrol price to 930. In Lagos, it is 960. And in the north, so many things happening. Well, Nigerians, the smile seems to be cut short already. Heartbreaking story of newlyweds burnt in Lagos tanker fire. That picture, I just saw the picture now and I was wondering. A newlywed burnt in tanker explosion in Lagos. This is one too many. It happened in Abuja. It happened in Niger State. It happened in Anambra State. So what has been done so it doesn't happen again? Has anything really been done, or we are still expecting it to happen again? That's not the best. The authorities need to rise to the occasion. All right, let's get to the next paper right now. This one is The Nation's newspaper. And on The Nation's newspaper, we have this headline from The Nation's newspaper this morning. On The Nation's newspaper, we have the big story which says, of course, the writer says, Tinubu, okay, he said, I nearly got 2023 race amid economic turmoil. Wow. All right, that is the president talking there. He said he nearly quits 2023 race amid economic turmoil. Well, the economic turmoil still continue until now. Some writers to that story, and the first writer says, appreciate Nigerians for birthday well wishes. I'm proud of my association with Tinubu, says Buhari. Then Babangida governor, CDS orders loud president at 73. The details read on page 4. You can see the picture story. I have the celebration going on right there with the president and his wife and some dignitaries right there. This one says Rivers, that's the kicker. Ex-HOS wife make counter claims as Fubara refutes allegation. One writer to that story, and the writer says, as a matter of fact, says, okay, Weke says he's safe, dismisses wife's fear he's being kidnapped. All right, the wife was on social media everywhere. The video was everywhere where she was trying to put a call across to the suspended governor of Rivers State to beg for the release of her husband, that her husband has been kidnapped. Just because he tried communicating with the husband and there was no response, she was scared because the husband left home and was supposed to return or probably communicate with her, and he didn't. And there was an uproar to that effect. Well, communication is very important, especially when you are in some form of situations. And finally, some stories still from the nations, Sunday Nations. More condemnation trails killing of 16 hunters in Edo State. Tinubu assents to new law for capital market. Then finally from here, FCCPC stakeholders tackle DSTV over price appetite. All right, that's it on the Nation's newspaper. From the Nation's newspaper this morning, before we get into the conversation for the day, as I will have my guests join me. Remember, today is a Salah celebration, and we need to talk about Salah. And we also need to bring you to speed with the National Daily, and that's exactly what I'm doing now. From the Sunday Tribune, why we approved emergency rule in Rivers. That's coming from the Senate. Then how we lost 18 members in the month. In 1 month, Osedeke, ASU president, is the one saying that. Muslims celebrate end of Ramadan. Some writers to that story. Saudi Arabia prepare over 19,000 mosques for prayers. Governor Sultan, eminent Nigerians congratulate Muslims. Police, NSCDC deploy personnel nationwide. This one says House of Rep, Kano government orders condemn killing of travelers in Edo State. UBA charts path for 2025 to focus on innovation, digital transformation. For the record, how Africa can achieve greatness. This is coming from Moghalu, Osage, and Kagero. Atiku and Wike in war of words. His conduct behind my decision to reject him as running mate. Atiku is the one saying that. He lied during holy month of Ramadan. Wike is the one saying that. Well, I don't know, but I still have this one. Happy Eid al-Fitr to our esteemed customers. That's coming from Global Television. Our viewers. All right, to the Guardian newspaper this morning. Tinubu seeks divine intervention over Nigeria's challenges. All right, that is the Guardian weekend. The final one we are taking this morning is going to be the Weekend Trust. The Weekend Trust says how 16 hunters were mobbed, killed in Uromi. Then the big story is a big story. Happy 73rd birthday, Mr. President. And of course, finally, the Sunday Times, Buhari to Tinubu, I'm proud of my association with you. That is the former president saying that. All right. As more Nigerians felicitate Mr. President at 73. LP lawmakers yet to fund party since assumption of office. Abure is the one saying that. And of course, as a matter of fact, SDP will resist takeover attempt by El Rufai. Others, that's coming from National Secretary. The takeover, assumed takeover by the former governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai. SDP is saying we won't allow that. You can't just come from APC and you want to take over our party that we've labored for. And that's what happens. I've seen governors who decamp from a particular party just weeks, some even days before election because they didn't win primaries. And they come out to win the election. What a manipulation. Well, SDP's National Secretary is saying we won't allow El-Rufai to take over SDP. Well, in Kaduna State yesterday, we heard that SDP in Kaduna, in his own state, denied him. They say they don't know him, that he is not their member. I think more and better underground work needs to be done before the campaign. Let's go on a quick break. When we return, we'll talk about Salah celebration, which is going on today, and my guest will be joining me for the rest of the program. Stay with us.
Welcome to Global Morning.
Death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure. If you don't say we have several more stories.
The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle, the ASU strike.
Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was a lie. The president never gave me any deadline.
Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
A Global Morning aims to deliver newspaper reviews and latest news with experts on key global issues.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and internationals.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Mondays to Sundays to a wide range of the latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
The president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
Welcome back once again. I think I won't be tired of saying Barakah Salah to all the Muslim faithfuls today. It is your day, and it is a celebration that everyone in Nigeria is keen into. Remember, the president's 73rd birthday, I think I should say the celebration is even colliding with the Salah celebration. So it is a double celebration. And so good that Salah is even on Sunday. That's to tell you of how united we all are. So everyone is celebrating Christmas, Salah, today, as a matter of fact. And I have my guests join me. A lot of us don't even know the significance of Salah. The only thing we know is, we are happy. The public holiday is coming. Salah celebration is on the way, and we are excited. But what are the significances of Salah? My guest will be joining me already. He's seated in the studio. Professor Brahim Ado Abubakar. is right here, and it's good to have you join us on this Salah day. Yes, Barka de Salah to you. We're looking at the significance of Salah. You know, when you talk about Salah, a lot of people are excited. What is the significance of Salah per se?
Well, we are passing one phase of the Trident, because we just finished a rigorous period of fasting, which is a period of reflection. It is a yearly routine as prescribed by the books or the doctrines of Islam, so that people will reflect on what they have gone through yearly. It is a period of sober reflection. It's a period of rebuilding your faith. It's a period of repentance. It's a period of thy influence of the mind. Psychologically, it assists the mind to repeal into what its cardinal point is, because sometimes the mind does not reflect the reality of human. So why must you reflect the reality of human? It is because you have overstressed yourself, overworked yourself, not thinking of the others who have no similar opportunities. Diametrically, every human is supposed to have emotional embodiment, physical embodiment, and spiritual embodiment. Sometimes this embodiment does not work. You cannot be a very good leader when these embodiments are not in tandem with your personalities. So what is your personality before Allah? It is cleansing, purity, and truth to yourself. So these reflections are the reflections that you must have during this period. How do the person feel when that person is in pain? How does this person feel when that person is hot? How does people feel when they are in hunger and in poverty? So this period of fast is that period when those reflections come in. So this is how somebody feels when he's hungry. So this is what poverty means. This is how you feel when you are hot. This is how you feel when your mood is not in tandem to your person. So it is not just a period where you say you are fasting, you are just tasting. No. It is a rebuild of your innermost self to the eternal self. So you face so many things. You look at the dowry of time. That is why in a portion of the Quran it says that it is a period where you can go through the holy book again and again. So some people complete the holy book from chapter 1 to chapter 114 during this time. Normally they wouldn't have gotten time to do that if only this period does not reflect on them. So to some, it is a pure period of reflection. To some, it is a period to celebrate. What are you celebrating? Are you celebrating because you have been able to fast? No, you are celebrating because at the period of this fasting, how many people have gone? How many people are still alive? How many did you see? So how many are in the hospitals? How many today are in prison? How many today are in various pains? Those are the things you reflect on. And surviving it means that you have been able to get through this process. You have been able to fulfill this process without no item of failure. The failure does not permit you that after today you have to go back to those debts that were part of you. No, you have been cleansed, you look cleansed, and you have to perfect your ways. Yeah, I know that today some people will go down the drill and do the things that they have not done for the past 1 month, which is wrong. Meaning you have not learned through the process. So you have to learn through the process, you have to walk to the ways of the process and the directions too, and the failures.
All right. We're looking at the significance of Salah as the case may be. Now, let's look at the fact that there's always a fasting period, right, before Salah always comes, before the celebration. Most times there is a fasting, okay? A fasting happens before. Why is it like that? And what is the significance of the fast? Does it mean for every Salah there must be a fast? What does it stand for?
I said it here that it's a period of sober reflection, where you have to feel the pain of the other person, the hurt it goes through, the poverty line. So you who has not reflect on these pains, then what have you gathered? You have gathered that so when a man is hungry, this is the way he feels. When somebody is in pain and is lying in the hospital, this is the way he feels. When somebody is hot, this is the way the person feels.
Okay, that's what the fasting means.
Yes, it's just a period of, you are depriving. It's a deprivation for you to reflect
on how others feel when they are in that situation.
Yes, in the situation. So today, it is a period where you are getting out of the fasting, and after your prayers, what do you do next? Are you going to visit the sick? Are you going to visit the ones in prison? Are you going to visit those who have been treated unjust? That is why during the period of fasting, what are you doing? You are meeting the people who you have one way or the other offended to say, please forgive me.
Okay, that's meaning the period of fasting is a period of reconciliation with people you have offended.
Yes, you have to meet the people you have offended and said, please forgive me.
What about people who don't do that?
Some people don't know the significance of fasting. They just thought it's a doctrine, and when it is a doctrine, I just have to do it every year. So that is the problem we have here. We are not addressing the real issues. We are addressing the issues as I am a Muslim and the doctrine said, or Islam said, I have to fast every year. Not knowing the in-depth knowledge of it, that it is a period where you seek forgiveness from your creator and from human who you feel you have hurt in one way or the other.
Okay, let me ask one question now. This is very interesting for me because a lot of people out there don't know that this period is a period of reflection and a period where you make amends, okay, with people that you've offended, places you've gone wrong. And also you're fasting so that you can know what it feels for people to be hungry, what people go through when they are hungry. Now, you said some persons just fast because they feel, well, it's a doctrine. We need to fast every year, this period, before we get into the Salah. And some people are doing it because they see every other Muslim doing it. Now, there is someone who is in charge, all right, who is in charge, like the imam who preaches at the mosque. The imam preaches at the mosque, and so many things. Some persons go to Makarata and they learn a lot of things as they are growing up. Then the reflection now, the area I'm going to is the fact that some persons don't do what they are supposed to do during this fast and during the Salah. Are they not thought during the prayers? Because I know a lot of sermons go on. Are they not thought that Well, it is necessary for you to reconcile with anyone that you have offended. It's just very good. I love that aspect because Allah can accept your prayers, okay, easily when you are in good terms with people, when your mind is clear, when your conscience is clear, then we can say the Ramadan fast, okay, is also going smoothly. So I did not thought, why are they not doing it?
Well, it depends on the environment where you are coming from and the interpretations of concept. I will tell you on our growth template, when some of us were growing and we were going to the Islamic schools with scholars. These scholars are people who don't even know how to speak in English, interpret the concept. These are scholars that are addicted languages around them. What they know is they don't even know and speak Arabic. So it is what somebody indoctrinates them with, they give to you. You don't give out what you don't have. So when you want to express it, you express it as the letter spelled out to you. So you see somebody who said, I have crowned the Quran from chapter 1 to chapter 114. But
is it 114 that is the end of Quran?
Yes.
Okay.
So when you bring such person down to sit down and give you in-depth knowledge of what he has studied in the Quran, you find out that it's as empty as somebody who have never studied the Quran. So that is not the days of today when the Quran should be elaborate, should be studied with in-depth knowledge. Some cannot give you in-depth knowledge of what the Quran is. They are reading from the surface and they are giving it to you just as they read it. There's a difference between somebody who knows the Quran as this is the Quran and somebody who knows the Quran as just reading the Quran. So what did Arabic means by this and what did Arabic means by that is different from this is what it means genuinely. So in most of the cases when some people comes to some of us and ask questions, what is this all about? We give them the accurate answer, and that is why I said that leadership, true, is an embodiment of emotion, physical and spiritual. And when the greatest punishment mankind will have is when your spiritual embodiment does not match in tandem with the knowledge and wisdom of concept of interpretation.
Meaning sometimes
when you mislead the flocks, your punishment is higher than the person who is ignorant. So here we say in the law that ignorance is not an excuse
of the law.
Well, that is human. But in the circles of spirituality, ignorance is actually an excuse because somebody led you to ignorance.
So in that case now, the person who led you to ignorance, meaning this person doesn't even know what he is teaching other people in depth, but he still go ahead to teach them. So your ignorance now will be on the head of the person, the acclaimed scholar who has thought that in. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, even in our open space of leadership. Let's take the leadership of Nigeria, for example. You are a leader, you are the #1 candidate, and you have about 200 million people under you. If you misled by all connotation, God is not going to forgive you because they have to approach you as a leader. And if you have read the Quran very well, and even if you bring it to our sister religion, Christianity, no leader went unpunished. No leader went unpunished. From Adam to Ibrahim to all of them, no one went it very smoothly. But if you look at it here, it is like, I am a leader, I am free from everything, there is no concept of tools against me. So also it is when you are leading in prayers and you make errors, you are teaching and you make a lot of mistakes and you are thinking that, oh, it is of no consequence to me. That is an error to concept. And that is
but then, Prof, you are a Muslim faithful and you are a public affairs analyst. You're talking to the public now as a Muslim faithful. Now, like from what you've said, if there are people like that who don't really know the significance of maybe Salah or the Ramadan fast and all of that, or maybe what they are being taught, the acclaimed scholars that, like you said, if they don't know, are there not people that know this thing that can say, hey, this person is not qualified, instead of just misleading people into ignorance, like you said?
Yes, there are people who are qualified. You cannot say you are the epitome of knowledge. But it is just like what we say a tree cannot make a forest. Remember that the voices of the old were not voices that anybody wanted to listen to. It took a pyramid of time for even the foundation of Anabi Muhammad to be had. It took a lot of time for the foundation of Anabi Isa, which is Jesus Christ, to be had. It was not just an easy ride. This is where you know that this man is more knowledgeable than you, but because you have some cloud, they will say, no, you cannot lead us. So such person has to lead. And you see, in Islam before, the rules is that if I'm more knowledgeable than you religiously, you off the cap and give me the leadership.
But is it not like that anymore?
No, now.
So what happened?
Even the government have even come into it. If you rate it and say this is the imam, which is not supposed to be.
Okay, like imam can be appointed by the government.
That is what is happening these days for reasons I don't know. But if I have come to Abuja and I'm more knowledgeable than the chief imam, it is a voluntary thing. You off your gun and go and I take over. But it is no longer so. So it is now almost like, no, we have appointed him. He has to be.
All right. How many Salah do we have? How many Salah do we have? Because we used to hear small Salah, big Salah, Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-this, you know. Because Salah, how many times do we celebrate Salah in a year?
It's 2 times. Like now we are celebrating one today, and the next one is coming 70 days after this. So you calculate 70 days after this, we're just talking of maybe first week of June or so. So that is the way it is being celebrated. The other one is for sacrifice of grace, of honor, of faith. This one is a sacrifice of reflection, of deeds, of worship, and of cleansing. These are the difference.
Okay, so basically we have 2 Salahs.
Yes.
All right. Which we're rounding up now. Finally, before I let you go, which is the best way to celebrate Salah? You know, a lot of people are watching you right now, listening to you from everywhere in the world, because this is global television. We are everywhere. And some persons will be celebrating Salah their own way today. But which is the best way to celebrate Salah?
The best way to celebrate Salah is One, giving to the needy. Giving to the needy, having affections with people, uniting with people. It is a period of conflict resolutions, if I have to go that way. Management of crisis, unifications. This is what you are supposed to do today. Visit the hospitals, liaise with those who are sick, sympathize with people who have lost their loved ones, going to prisons, giving to those who you feel or who the authority feel has taken those who are awaiting trial, looking for how to get them out of their dungeon. Look at the injustice and make sure you contribute to make it to justify what the injustice are, and also reflecting in your mind that you have no coverage or covered enemies. Those are the things you are supposed to do. The payment of zakah and the rest. Well, zakah also cover all the things I have said. Zakah does not mean that you have to bring all the money you have made for the year and say this is a percentage of it. No. But did you give to the needy? Did you feed the poor? Did you pay people's hospital bill? Did you free the prisoners who are unjustly kept? Did you tell your neighbor sorry for those things I have done? Did you tell your children or wife that, please, I know I have offended you people. Can you please forgive me? So what is my shortcomings? Do I used to consume alcohol? Can I stop now? Do I do things that are vain and I have been able to step out of them? These are the things that you are supposed to celebrate today. It is not a day where you say you have invited everybody to
party,
have a feast and party, or so that.
Because I know if you go to amusement parks, if you go to eateries today, everywhere is going to be filled up. You know, people queuing.
Yes, it's true, but you will also see people calling their family. You call your wife, your children. You go to amusement park and eat. That is not the kind of feasting for today, because it's not reflecting on anybody. It is still your household, and you have been within that household.
So if it must reflect, if you're doing that with your family, it means you need to invite other people to join you. Then it will reflect.
Yes, it has to reflect on people.
Okay, okay.
It has to reflect.
Especially people who don't have.
Who don't have. It's not a jamboree.
It's not a jamboree. All right, thank you very much, Prof, for joining us on this very beautiful Salah day. It is the 30th day of March 2025, and we are celebrating Salah today. After the 30 days of Ramadan fast, it is going to be climaxed with what we call Salah celebration, Eid al-Fitr today. And of course, as a matter of fact, we've had he's a Muslim faithful and a public affairs analyst, Professor Abubakar Ado Ibrahim. It's good to have you join us today to tell us about the significance. I've really known a lot of things today. I think I can go out and tell people this is what Salah is all about. Like you just knew. That's what it is with me also. And many thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
So once again, Baraka de Salah, Prof.
Thank you very much, and Baraka de Salah to everybody out there.
All right.
Happy celebration.
Happy celebration to all of you. This is going to be the size of global mourning for this beautiful Salah day. Go celebrate with someone. Try to put a smile on someone's face. Most importantly, reconcile with as many that have offended you. Like Prof have said, he said one of the significance of Salah celebration is forgiveness. So go out there, forgive people that have offended you. There's nothing bad for you to say, I've forgiven you. Let's just get over a fresh leaf and get on again. Put a smile on someone's face. Visit people in the hospital. Visit people in prison. And of course, make this Salah the best ever. It doesn't matter whether it's small or big. You can celebrate it the big way by making someone smile. My name is Ramsey Enoch. Many thanks for joining us today on Global Morning. Bye-bye for now.